Okay, so as I said in the previous video, there is a forum on furries. I'm not going to get into that because, yeah, if you don't know what a furry is, go look it up. But they state they have a religious side to the group, and you can go and check them out. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, right? And there's a lot of links here that I put in for you all. I did a lot of hard work, and I even messaged them to Befferan's Mall, right? And this is a blog, right, saying there is a forum assisting you to the quantum lab. Now, I'm going to start talking here about a new kind of bit currency called quantum labs, or quantum coins labs. There's a guy called Billy Reneeds who says you can buy something like 16 chips or 16. And this is a guy that was very instrumental because he's a guy who made a post on buying these things called quantums. Now, he made a currency a while ago called Twinkies and Twiglets and counters. And if you bought like something like 8 counters or 12, I think people were buying something ridiculous on the lines of 20 counters. But there are financial firms that, there are financial firms that basically say do not buy these Twinkies or Twiglets or whatever they were called because they were deflating the market. So they were going down. They've now got this new thing called quantum currency, which is absolutely ridiculous. That a one quantum is 10% higher than an average Bitcoin. It says we take credit cards, we take your whole information. If your information have blah blah blah. I have read this all before with seeing AI, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. If we have your information, therefore we're your control, and then it controls all your information. So basically, this guy takes all your information and then controls all your information and sells it all in a nice little packet. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, Stephen, this is something that I don't want to be hearing, especially on a lazy Sunday. But there's a guy called, what's his name? I don't have him here. I was just chatting to him earlier so I could get all this information for you guys. Because people are worried about getting quantums. And he was talking to a Cobalt, can't get my words in properly, a Cobalt programmer who I will stick links into the comments because he was working for Microsoft, and there is an article that I can't put anywhere because unfortunately it would get everybody, it would get anybody into a lot of trouble, but it's about how Bill Gates was basically how he was investing in the you-know-what. Yeah, there was stuff about Bill Gates. But apparently, they sold Bill Gates this Cobalt code so he could embed his own currency. And Bill Gates basically sold it to a guy called Chris Wades, who is involved in this Quantum Labs coin development. So he's basically selling people's information for something on the lines of, they call it quantum leaps, which is a huge investment. But there are financial advisors here that are saying, we'll buy your information and sell it on to other people. And there is just a CyberCons article saying that John Waits has made another really long bits of information, something on the lines of 42 lines of code. You're probably going to say, Stephen, that's not much. But it's, Cobalt is such a big, they're still using it. And this John Waits has basically found a way around where he can make more money, and he's now used this Cobalt language to secure his funds, and he's telling people to buy your own information back so he can secure funds. That, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, there's an IRC link which I got a whole load of links to Relblers Mall, where you need to go, and then you need to type the code in. You can't just copy and paste it in, because the reason is, if you just copy and paste it in, people will see you do it, because they know, like, this is the whole thing. You drag it straight across, you drag from there to there. No, what you do is you memorize everything. You write it all down, memorize everything. And do not save all your passwords in a keychain when doing it, because again, they'll see you do it all. Those people on the website, there is a third-party website to go to where to type all your information in. Then when it's done, you submit it to them. You don't submit it to the actual website. But go to Chris's blog, because he's spoke a lot on it. He's also written a post in the Monitors Forum where he's got details. Go over to his IRC, grab his details, and make sure that you make total note of it, because when you go and get these quantum leaps, if you're interested in getting these quantum leaps or any kind of currency, you need to go and you need to keep them on this third-party platform, because that's the only way it's the only way it's gonna be secured. And this guy who runs this blog, he's been securing people's information in this little vault so that they can't get at it. Wowza Rooney. There's even his email, but that's, I don't know, I've used his IRC. But this is very, very important information, especially for people who are as I'm putting this out, actually, well, not as I'm recording this, but as I'm actually recording this on a very sunny afternoon, as you can tell by the amount of glare that's coming on the screen. Let's see if I can enter that. I did put all the links in. made a whole load of things. So I'm talking to Chris just to get some content for you guys, really. I mean, there is a shop like talking about quantums. Like there's several quantums. They're telling you not to go to the mall first, then you go over to the third-party website, because once you've bought 2 quantum leaps or 3 quantum leaps, you then need to go over to the third-party website, because then you need to secure your quantums. And it's a thing. It's people keep mithering me about bloody BitCurrency all the time, and BitCurrency is not my thing, and so when people start talking about BitCurrency or stuff, but anyway. But there is a forum on CyberClans. Well, the Monitors forum is where to go. They talk about all this crap. And I didn't make notes about the Invincible ink thing, which is very, very important. And we need to talk about these things. But there is lots of things. I didn't have enough room to write, make notes on, half a blog post on. I mean, me just scrolling through loads of crap isn't really what you want me to do. So, here's the thing, right? I'll make another Lazy Sunday video. Just every week we'll go through these notes. I'll talk through this crap that I've been making. I'll probably just talk through my own notes that I've made on certain things, right? Whether that be advertising or whatever. And then what we'll do is, in a few weeks, whatever. And then on Sunday, what we'll do is I'll make a script and I'll do a screen recording, and we'll sit down and we'll just go through some of the most interesting things that that I think people would find the interest of me talking about. Most of the things is, I go to CyberClans to get great information, and I was doing it just to make videos, as I thought maybe that would make a good Lazy Sunday video. It means that I don't have to make it for kids or anything. I can actually talk about it and stuff. And the video games community, they're great. They're open, honest, and want to talk about. Mainly, they want to slag off Steam, which I'm down for that. I'm down for. Steam being sort of slagged off, like customer usages and stuff. But I don't know what would make a great video, especially for my channel. And yeah. Like, I made a note earlier about John S. slagging off Valve because they went on there and hacked their forum to death. So I thought that might have made a really interesting part there. But me just talking about Valve for the next few minutes is personally I found it quite interesting because there are people now building video game machines, and the thing is, like, now I said to a friend, you can't just run Steam on anything, because you need to have a lot of the older stuff that people try and run on Steam. You can have your graphics card and your processor bottleneck, and when that happens, it can really screw up. Like, people tend to say, oh well, I've got a big hard drive, but that's not necessarily the case. It could be that your graphics card's not high enough, or your processor's not high enough. Well, this is getting to be like an old Magic Silver Room video. But I like scrolling through, and don't we all like endless scrolling? I'm sure you all do. You do it every day, don't you? Well, I personally do. And I thought that see, there was a lot of active tweets. Well, I'm going to wrap this up because this is kind of, I'm done with this. But when, what I'll do is the following Sunday, we'll come back and we'll do. I've put 3 parts of one video. Well, I say one video. I've done this in 3 separate parts as a bit of a rush video. But that's because it's a Sunday, it's a lazy Sunday, it's a lazy video. It should be just lazy, really. And I've had to do a little bit of effort for this 3rd part. But trust me, I'll grab something, and for the next few Sundays, we'll sit and talk, and hopefully we'll have something to show. Okay, guys, well, that wraps this one up.